What is going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com, and I got a free pick for you from the Chicago Bulls versus Brooklyn Nets NBA matchup going down on Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. But before we get to that free pick, if you are looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, the ones that I have the most money on every day, you can head to Pickdawgz.com or click the link in the description of this video below. And you can get taken directly to my capper page. We give out so much free pick content here at Pickdawgz that you know the plays in the premium side are the best of the best. That's what Pickdawgz Premium is for. But we've also got our inner circle. It's something we've mentioned a lot in our videos as of late. It's for those who are placing larger bets. It's not for everyone. It's for people who are betting at least $1,000 or more per game, which is the requirement to be accepted into this service. But we've had a lot of high rollers and big bettors join this club already, praising the early releases, the bankroll management, the one-on-one coaching. So if this sounds like something for you, sounds like something that you are interested in, definitely reach out to the number on the screen and we'll get you some more information. But let's get to this one between the Chicago Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets. And the Chicago Bulls coming into this one, the record of 9-11 on the year, 9-10-1 against the number this season, coming in off a 125-120 loss on the road at the hands of the Orlando Magic. While Brooklyn comes in 4-16 on the year, 8-12 against the number. They snapped a 4-game slide with a 116-103 win over Charlotte in their last game. And part of me, I was kicking myself for taking Charlotte in that game, even though at the last minute Brandon Miller was ruled out for that game, and it played a big role in it. But also the fact that in that game, Charlotte couldn't really get a whole lot of scoring depth. Yes, they had 6 players scoring double figures, but no one really took over the game. They had Con Kneppel once again, lead the team in scoring 18 points, 4 threes. LaMelo Ball had 12 points, 14 assists, but there was no one that, like I said, took the game over. Brooklyn, they got 35 points from Michael Porter Jr. That was a big game for MPJ, and it was a big reason why the Brooklyn Nets picked up the win and snapped that losing streak. But overall, the Brooklyn Nets have still been a team that I just haven't been trying to go out of my way to back. Yes, they've actually been better on the road this season. Last time out was the first time they won a game at home this year. They're 1-9. They're 3-7 on the road. But the Chicago Bulls kind of fall into that same sort of vein where they've had one spot where they've struggled, but the problem for Chicago is that they've struggled on the road. Now they're back at home where they are 6-2 this season. And a lot of the recent reasoning, I think, for the struggles for the Chicago Bulls has been because they played 8 of their last 10 games away from the United Center. At home this season, we saw the Chicago Bulls get out to that hot start to the year, and a lot of it was because they're a young team that feeds off of the energy in their own building. And, they got swept on their recent road trip. And let's face it, the Chicago Bulls did not look good in that road stretch. The only game that they did look good, ironically enough, was against the best team that they played in the Orlando Magic, covering as 9.5-point dogs, only losing that game by 5. But prior to that, I should say, they lost 3 games as road favorites to New Orleans, Charlotte, and Indiana. That's not a murderer. That's the exact opposite. That is a cupcake schedule to start a road trip, and to lose all 3 of those games, including a double-digit loss to New Orleans, not a good look for the Chicago Bulls. And that's kind of why I kind of backed off my stance on Chicago, where I thought this could easily be a playoff team in the East. But granted, it's easy to sort of take that step back 20 games into the season. If we were 60 games into the season, where every game is weighted that much heavier and the races get a lot tighter, then we have some cause for concern. But this, though, I think is a spot where Chicago gets right getting back home. Like I said, as much as I like the Brooklyn Nets, the fact of the matter is that they've just been they've been beating bad teams in spots as of late, and they've been picking up some wins as of late, and they have been able to be competitive in spots. But I think this is more of a much-needed get-right spot for Chicago at home, and I just trust them more in this building. So I'm going to go with Chicago in this one. It's not my favorite game on the board. I'll maybe have to do a little bit of digging, maybe see if I can have a little bit of a stronger stance on Chicago, but for right now I'm going to lean towards the Bulls. That is my free pick for this game. Thank you so much for checking out this free pick video. Let me know who you guys like in this game in the comment section below. And remember, if you are looking for my best bets, the games I love, the ones that I have the most money on, you can head to Pickdawgz Premium, or you can click the link in the description of this video below. And remember to use the promo code PICK, P-I-C-K, at checkout. Get yourself 15% off your purchase. Best of luck. We'll see you guys soon.